So what do we do? How do we fix this, right? The reason why I'm complaining about this is because there is no fucking solution right now. I don't know what the solution is, and I wish I had a solution, but my best advice to people who are trying to get good at fighting games right now is to try to build a community. And I don't mean like start running locals or start running your own online tournaments, dude. Find 2 other fucking people who want to learn the game, who are about your skill level, and just play in a lobby. Just sit in a lobby and make sure one of them is watching and the other 2 are playing, and do it like the arcade system. You know, 2 out of 3, best of 1, whatever. Just keep rotating between yourselves and actually have a vested interest in improving your friends. If you work harder to make your friends better than you will all improve much quicker. If you enjoy fighting your friends because you beat them up and you win all the time, you are not going to learn. Share your goddamn tech, dude. Share the fucking tech. Because the better you equip your opponents to beat you, if you can still win, that means you're a better player. When you guys play, point out their flaws and talk about it. Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Text. Form a text group on your phone and just sit there and text. And that way, if you lose a bunch on ranked mode, you can go to them and go, fucking hell, dude, I just lost to this fucking scrub, whatever, blah, 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 and get all mad, and then your friends can talk about it. Poor Kyle P right now, who's one of the best Teppen players there is, I'm using him as my venting board right now. I DM him constantly going, God damn this fucking card, I fucking hate this shit, oh my god, this piece of shit. But it's so important to have that. It's so important to have that kind of outlet, to have somebody to talk to, because then Kyle will be like, try this. No, it's cool. I totally get it. Yeah, that is dumb. Like, nothing's more gratifying than going up to your friend and going like, God damn it, Abigail is so fucking stupid. And your friend going, I know, right? Abigail is so garbage. Like, I fucking hate that character. Theory fighting. People used to make fun of theory fighting on forums all the time. Birdie can't beat Guy because Guy crouching heavy punch beats everything. And then someone will respond with, that's bullshit. I play Birdie all the time. My jumping light kick will beat that. And then the Guy player would be like, no, that you just weren't, the Guy player wasn't using the right timing. And then Birdie's like, no, but then if you use that timing, then I can empty jump and command grab you on whiff because then I don't extend my hit. Like, this fucking theory fighting was so valuable. It was made fun of a long time ago. People would be like, stop arguing, go play the game. Dude, the fucking theory fighting was so valuable. This happens to everybody. Just ask any old school player, right? You get off the machine and you're like, fuck, I cannot hit this guy out of the air. And the other guy's like, try standing short. And you're like, standing short won't work. That shit never fucking works. And then the next time you go on the machine, you hit standing short and it totally cleans the anti-air out of him. And then you do it again and it cleans him out of the air. And then your friend would be like, see, I told you it worked. And then you're like, well, in this particular case it worked because I think the opponent wasn't actually, but it normally doesn't. Like, you fucking try to make up excuses like why you were right before, but in your mind you're like, fuck, that standing short is really good. Like, dude, that happens to fucking everybody. But then you learn that shit because somebody said that to you. So, again, my advice is just find another 2 people at least and have one person watching. Just get a lobby and play against each other. And like I said, the hardest part is finding these other 2 people. And that's the problem. Games themselves do not facilitate this. The console themselves do not facilitate them. All these press conferences and gaming and stuff is all about like, we're all online and we're all friends and we're great and look at this, it's a community. That fucking shit is bullshit, dude. Like, that never happens. Like, people don't show up on PSN going like, wow, good game, my friend. Would you like to run a set? Why, yes, I'd be totally down to run a set. Let us go and create a lobby and we shall play sets. Let us invite a third person who can monitor our matches and give us advice. Like, this fucking shit never happens. How do you facilitate that? I don't know. Discord is probably our best bet right now, but like I said, the biggest weakness of Discord is that it's a chat, not a post. And so shit just starts scrolling to the point where nobody can read anything. My favorite Discord that I go to all the time is a great Discord because there's like 5 or 6 people who post in it. And so you can keep track of what the hell is going on in there. Other people out there would be willing to do that, but it's rare and other people feel awkward. And as a beginner, that's not something you're going to do unless it's like somehow built into the game, right? Like I know Injustice 2 tried to create clans, which was neat, but they should just create like, here's a list of players that you fought that are in the same range as you are. Create a 3-person clan with them. You know, any points they earn, you'll earn as well. Fuck, dude. Like, you can only join this clan with people with points near you. And whenever anyone gains ranking points, you gain them. You gain half of those ranking points. And when they lose, you don't lose, like, you lose, like, maybe a tiny bit of it. But then that's the whole point, is now all of a sudden, like, you just, like, even with these 3 random people, and then they create a message board in the game for your clan, so you don't have to use PSN or whatever. It's just, like, built into the game. You guys can just discuss there and stuff. I don't know. There's just a lot of ideas that we need to put into fighting games to make it so that we can promote the community. And this is the main reason why I think fighting games are harder to learn today, because fighting games are such a social thing. Losing the community aspect, especially in this time during a pandemic. If you're watching this and the pandemic is over, which means you're actually watching this video like 15 years from now, it's really hard because there's no locals at all anymore. But it's so important. That community aspect is such a vital piece of the learning fighting game puzzle. And even before the pandemic, playing online right now has just removed that aspect. And you are playing by yourself, and you are playing all alone, and it's hard to grow, and it's hard to learn. Fighting games are meant to be played in groups, ranging from just 2 people to dozens and dozens of people. Right now, the games aren't going to help us facilitate this, but if you are in a position where you want to learn fighting games, you want to get better at it, do whatever you can to try to form a community. Like I said, it doesn't even have to be large or even in person. It could be a virtual group that you can vent to, that you can just bounce ideas off of, that you can create lobbies with. That's probably the best way. And even if you play the same guys over and over again and play against the same characters, because most of you aren't switching characters and stuff, it's still enough. And it's still better than going in online and ranked and playing all the time. It's how the top players get so good, right? Top players will often hit each other up. Like Punk will hit up Mena RD, or Brian F will hit up Rushdown, or whatever. They'll be like, hey, let's run a set, please. The top players already kind of their own community, and so they're just going to keep getting better. And the way that we want to catch up as more beginners and stuff is you've got to form your community. Of course, if you're jumping into the game for the first time, you don't have your community, you don't know anybody, it's hard to reach out to anything, and it's very difficult. And it's very, very hard, and we as a community have to do better to facilitate that. I don't know how, and a lot of it is going to be required on the developers improving their games on the community aspect. And like I said, NRS has already started doing some of that stuff with the clan stuff, and and Street Fighter V is trying it with the dojo stuff, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough. There has to be more involved. There has to be something more to it. As a result, fighting games are much harder to learn. And the reason why I think it's important to get this message across, okay? The reason why I'm having this talk is because there are too many people out there who are trying to tell you that fighting games are easier to learn than ever. There's so much information out there. There's so many resources. You can ask top players directly on Twitter, blah, blah, blah. It is just not conducive to learning. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because I want the people out there, and I know I'm not going to reach a lot of people out there who need to hear this. But this shit is hard, and your struggles are common and are justified, and any misery you have playing these fighting games is like I said, it's justified. No one can blame you for the anger and the frustration that you have from them. It's fucking hard, okay? People out there telling you all day this shit is easy to learn. and then you go on Play Online and you can't figure anything out. I don't want people believing that. I don't want people believing that it's that easy to learn fighting games. I want people to understand that it's hard to learn fighting games, especially because you have to do it by yourself. And so if you do watch this, hopefully I can encourage you to reach out to other people, to find a Discord, to try to make friends with people. Like even on Discord, just type in something like, hey, I suck. Are there other people who are bad that we can just kind of form like a little trio or a lobby that we can play in? Things like that. It's really important. The community aspect is really important. Having somebody else's feedback is so crucial to learning fighting games, because if you're doing it by yourself, you will often overlook so many important things. So that's all I have to say about this topic. So thank you guys for watching UNCHENSORED, and thank you guys for hanging out here and supporting the Chensor Dynasty.